Thank you. I have a little bit of a cold, so I'm up here with a handheld mic so I won't cough in your guys' ears. So I'm Stu Mitchell, the founder and CEO of Novuson, where we are clearing the way for safer surgeries by literally eliminating the smoke, making surgeries faster and more efficient without compromising the health and safety of the patients or the healthcare workers. We've raised about $10 million to date. We have US and international patents, and we are poised to disrupt the surgical energy market. Our management team consists of business leaders, entrepreneurs, product commercialization, entrepreneurs with prior exits, and very successful people. Our medical advisory board consists of surgeons who specialize in robotic and other surgical specialties that require smaller, safer devices. And as you can see, they're just as passionate about our technology as we are. I have my PhD in bioengineering. I've collaborated for over 20 years with surgeons, corporations, government agencies, working on technologies to make better ways of treating diseases. We do a lot of animal and bench studies, and routinely in our studies at the University of Washington, while we're using the current technologies on the market, our colleagues around us would come and complain about the smoke and the smell from the devices we were using. In discussing with my collaborators that are there working with me, they'd kind of laugh and say, yeah, this always happens. This is what we see. These devices, they burn and they char tissue. They cause smoke. The smoke affects not only their lives, but the lives of the patients. And it's not really just about passive smoke. It's about obscuring the surgeon's field of vision. If you put this a little bit in perspective, so the current technologies burn and char tissue, which generates smoke. The image on the left here is what you see, what the surgeons see during a laparoscopic procedure. Putting it in perspective, about a third of all surgeries have complications in the US. 50% of them are considered avoidable, 3/4 of which are due to technical errors. So when you think about it, if a surgeon can't really see what they're doing and they have this hot device that's burning and charring tissue, the chance of errors is actually increased many-fold just because of those conditions itself. Not only is the smoke a problem, but it's a carcinogen. It's reported that the surgical smoke is equivalent to smoking 30 unfiltered cigarettes. So not only does the smoke cause problems, but with vision, it's hazardous for their health. So we figured that we could actually improve this, making a technology that doesn't generate smoke, and really because there's no reason why a surgeon should have to risk their life to save a life. And this is really why we created Novuson. So Novuson makes an alternative energy platform. We do things a little different. We use ultrasound energy to weld the tissue from the inside out, and we use ultrasound to cut the tissue. Ultrasound is the most efficient way of getting energy into tissue, as opposed to radio frequency, which passes electricity through the body to cauterize the tissue, or the harmonic devices, which use friction to burn through the tissue. This is Novuson's technology being used in the animal model. As you can see, we're not generating any smoke, we're not burning tissue, we're not charring tissue. It's all completely clear, no smoke, very precise surgeries. The benefits are really clear. We can be used in on any surgery that the current technologies can be used on. We're effective. We're the only device that can be used under complete liquid submersion, even in blood. We're smaller in diameter. We're precise. We have less thermal spread. We can be used on any surgical platform under a full range of procedures similar to what I've listed here. And the advantages are really clear. So these are thermal images of our technology being used on the bench compared to the other technologies being used on the bench. We are 1/4 of the temperature of the #1 device on the market, which is the harmonic ACE. We have a cooler tip, which is why we don't burn or char tissue. and we have minimal thermal damage, which makes us more precise. We have 4 working prototypes, all done in proof concept studies. We're in the process of trying to take one of them to market. We've done over 1,000 studies in animals and on the bench, many of them performed by surgeons. We're on the last step to product commercialization. That's getting our 510K for our first device, and it's pending our validation verification studies. We have 16 patents, 8 US, 2 international, 6 pending. We have pre-commercialization revenue by integrating our technology into a surgical robotic solution. Raised about $10 million in funding to date. 1/3 of that was non-dilutive. We have 2 strategic investors, and we have 1 post-commercialization customer just waiting for us to get to the market. It's a $6.4 billion global total addressable market. It's 410 million surgical procedures, 405,000 surgical suites. Initially, we're focusing on the US market, which is 164 million procedures, 35,000 surgical suites, which is a $2.6 billion segment for Novuson. We have 2 revenue streams. One is service revenue for R&D collaborations, integrating Novuson's energy technology into systems like robotic surgical systems. These start out as service contracts. We develop technology. As the technology matures, they want to use it, we license it, and we get royalties from that. At Novuson, we build laparoscopic instruments. We're in the process of looking for a contract manufacturer to build our devices for us. Once we have those devices built, we've finished the regulatory filing, and we'll do direct sales into ambulatory surgical centers. Using this business model, these 2 revenue streams, we project that we will reach $31 million in revenue by 2026. This is an extremely conservative estimate. Less than 1% of the US surgical procedures, and less than 1% of the US surgical suites. We do have a preferred equity round open right now. This is to raise funding to finalize our validation verification studies for our 3mm mini laparoscopic instrument, which will be the first and only sealer divider on the market that is 3mm in diameter. We have a lot of potential. We baked the laparoscopic devices at Novuson. We've already started the robotics collaboration. We can go into any type of surgical platform, laparoscopic assist, orthopedic, endoscopic, which makes it pretty much unlimited for us in the $6.4 billion market. And a quick summary, surgical smoke is a problem. It causes a lot of complications, lack of vision for the surgeons. Our devices don't generate smoke. We're precisely weld the tissue with ultrasound. We're the only 3mm diameter sealer divider. We have strategic investors. We have pre-commercialization revenue. Raised $3.25 million in non-dilutive funding. And we have a strong team and a really good advisory board. So thank you. Please join me in helping make surgery safer.